Be mindful of your desires, as they could eventually come true. This has been a wise saying since ages. When you wish for something and put all your faith into it, the result is often unpredictable. You just have to hope that you will get the desired outcome. A couple from Southern California got their wish for a baby girl granted, but it was certainly much more than what they had expected. Undoubtedly, this situation is true testimony to the phrase, "Be careful what you wish for." Wishful parents. Angie and Gino were parents to 2 young boys, and the family of 4 were living a happy life in San Diego, California. But deep down, the couple felt their family was still incomplete. They longed for a little girl to join their 2 boys and had been trying for another pregnancy for years. When they found out that Angie was pregnant once again, it was like music to their ears. Their little boys were going to have a baby sister, and Angie would finally get the daughter she had always wanted. Of course, the couple had done all this before, but they were about to get a big surprise after a routine checkup. When the couple found out that Angie was pregnant, they didn't waste any time going to check in with their physician. They didn't want to risk Angie's health or their precious cargo. In the first few weeks of the pregnancy, Angie's doctor confirmed that she was doing well. Her progress was healthy, which is all you can ask for in the beginning stages of pregnancy. The couple started to plan for their new life as a family of 5. But as it turns out, the doctor had more to say. As we said, Angie and Gino had been married for a while when they decided to start a family of their own. After trying for some time, they eventually had 2 little boys, but wanted to expand their family with a girl. It's not that they weren't happy as a family of 4, it's just that Angie and Gino felt their family was incomplete. A younger sister for their 2 boys was just what their family needed. So, when they found out Angie was pregnant, they hoped it would be a little girl. At one of their checkups, they found out that their prayers had been answered. The couple was about to have a little girl. That's when the doctor surprised them even more. Not only were they pregnant with a girl, but Angie was carrying triplets. So, the couple got their wish threefold. The surprise was revealed to them when their doctor, Sean Dashmond, told them Angie would need some specialist care. But why would she need a specialist for a run-of-the-mill pregnancy? Well, when it comes to triplets, nothing runs off the mill. In the ultrasound, their doctor found out that 2 of the babies were sharing a placenta and the other had another placenta to herself. This means that 2 of the babies were identical while the other baby was fraternal. Triplets are always at risk of complications such as being born prematurely, but having 3 babies sharing 2 placenta meant there was a chance one of the babies would be smaller than the others. Angie needed a specialist to monitor her pregnancy and ensure her babies would be born as healthy as they could be. At 26 weeks, which is about 6 months into a pregnancy, and you received even more unexpected news from a doctor. At 26 weeks, a baby is usually about as big as an acorn squash, around 36 centimeters long and 0.91 kilograms in weight. The baby's eyelashes and fingernails are starting to grow, and they continue to swallow amniotic fluid in order to develop their lungs. So magical to think that so much is happening. But for Angie, this was a much more complicated time. At a routine checkup, her doctor said there was a fluid discrepancy with baby B and baby C. The fluid level for baby C was too low, and for C it was too high. That day, Dr. Dashman told Angie she had to go to the hospital right away and stay there until her babies made their appearance. "Wait, right now? Right now?" Angie asked. "Yeah, right now," her doctor answered. As Angie says in an interview with Sharp Healthcare, triplets are more susceptible to problems in the moon that can result in brain bleeds or underdeveloped lungs. So Angie needed extra special care and attention to ensure her pregnancy continued going smoothly. It was not an easy transition, especially since Angie and Gino still had their 2 boys at home. They had been preparing for the new babies by purchasing a new minivan, asking for help from family members, and even hiring a nanny to help with the triplets. But that family help would have to come sooner than they had anticipated. Angie was admitted to Sharp Memorial Hospital in San Diego at 27 weeks, and soon the hospital started to feel like home. The nurses and specialists had seen so many parents with similarly stressful pregnancies and knew just how to make Angie feel comfortable. They even went on a tour of the NICU, the neonatal intensive care unit, so the Angie and Gino could familiarize themselves with the care that would go into the triplets after they were born. All this preparation and special appointments started to make Angie feel nervous. She had heard so many stories of twins and triplets who don't make it, Either the body reabsorbed was one of the babies or the bodies are not developed enough to survive outside of the womb. With 3 babies sharing 2 placentas, what were the chances that her babies would survive? But after seeing the NICU and how strong the babies were, Angie felt empowered seeing their fight to survive and thrive despite being born prematurely or with complications. With Angie in the hospital, she was more able to relax. Gino was taking care of the boys at home and the family would visit often. Dr. Dashman was confident that they could get the babies to 34 weeks before being born. While they would still be premature at 34 weeks, the babies would be in a healthy state and any time after that would be icing on the cake. As Dr. Dashman says in the documentary with Sharp Healthcare, Nurse Tony Hicks from the Perinatal Special Care Unit at the hospital has seen many mothers in situations like Angie's and says that empathy is the most important thing for helping expecting mothers through complicated pregnancies. Angie's triplets were unique, but the hospital she was staying at had dealt with pregnancies like hers before. So they were able to set up teams that were prepared for Angie's babies and could lead them through a healthy birth. Denise Frank and Aaron and Sharp Memorial said, "I have 4 children of my own, and I try to put myself in that bet and remember what was most important to me." It sounds like Angie's team was rooting for the 3 babies, and that kind of encouragement didn't go unnoticed. The babies decided to make their debut a little early, no doubt because they knew of the welcoming atmosphere they were entering. At 32 weeks, Angie went into labor with the triplets who she and Gino named Daniela, Annabella, and Camilla. Due to safety concerns, Angie triplets were born by cesarean section. They wanted so badly to hold them or touch them to make sure they were doing okay. Gino filmed the delivery and Angie was able to watch the video while the 3 babies were each being taken care of by their own dedicated team of experts. In the end, as they expected, one of the babies whose fluid had been depleted was born a little smaller and all 3 babies needed some help with their lungs at the beginning. Angie had tears in her eyes and babies for the few hours it took to stabilize them and transfer the girls to the NICU. It had been a long roller coaster ride of emotions for the parents, but Gino wheeled Angie into the NICU and they could hold their babies. The hospital used a method called kangaroo care, which is where the premature babies are held upright against the mother and father's chest. This is also known as skin-to-skin contact, and it is a chance for mothers and fathers to bond with their babies while they have to spend a lot of time in the incubator beds. Months and months of appointments, hospital visits, and stressful times after missing her 2 boys and Gino missing his partner, the couple were reunited and had a complete family. While at first, they were expecting to expand and end up a family of 5, they were delighted to become a family of 7 with healthy triplets, thanks to the doctors, nurses, and the midwife routine. The girls Angie and Gino wanted were finally in this world and doing well. Dr. Dashman and the team at Sharp Memorial Hospital kept an eye on little Daniela, Annabella, and Camilla to make sure there were no potential long-term issues. There's no better feeling than seeing the little eyes finally open and looking around after months of worry, and you said, "It's truly a dream come true, and to have them come into my life." Now, the family is happy and healthy with triplets growing alongside their 2 older brothers. The family of 7 like to call their lives fun chaos, which I can imagine is true with 5 kids in the house. They certainly have a full house now, but Angie and Gino wouldn't have it any other way. Sometimes what you wish for might just come true. Sometimes, not only does it come true, but it goes beyond your wildest dreams. There's no way that Gino and Angie would have ever thought that the girl they had always wanted would turn out to be 3 beautiful little girls. After all, the chances of having triplets is 1 in about 4,000. And the fact that they were split between identical and fraternal is even more rare. At the end of the day, what really matters is that mother and babies made it through and have grown up to be happy and healthy, and now Gino and Angie could never imagine their family any other way. If you like this video and feel inspired by Angie's story, follow us for more. Until next time, thank you for watching and make sure to like this video and comment down below.